Thank you for all coming out today. Have you ever wondered how could you change your life or how you could change society as a whole? I've got a couple of solutions today that could help you out with the problems that we have with stem cell research. And one question I'd like to ask you before we get started is, what can you do to help save a person's life that needs help from stem cells? But then another question you're probably asking yourself is, what's in it for you? And so, how about the satisfaction of life and saving a life as a whole? Well, 12.7 million people a year discover they have cancer. Of these, 340,000 of these cases can actually be prevented, according to the Huffington Post website. Well, today I want to tell you about three of my main points. First off, I'm going to start off with donating personal money. Maybe you got a few extra dollars and you can go out and donate your money to an organization to help further the research and education of this. Or maybe you've got a little extra money and maybe you have a little extra time to spend for a recovery process or something like that, where you can go out and donate bone marrow. Which we all know, if you've been with me for the past few talks, is where a special place where stem cells actually come from and where they're produced at. And so the next thing you can do, if you don't have the money to do any of this, or you really don't have the time to go out and donate your bone marrow, another thing that you can do is actually just spread the word. Go out and talk to somebody and be like, hey, do you know anything about stem cell research? You know what the problems are? Here's a few solutions. You can go out and donate your money, or you can go out and donate your bone marrow. I would do it, but I don't have the money to. So just going out and helping spread the word and letting everybody know that about what stem cell research is and how it can be solved. And first I want to bring your attention to donating personal money. As I said before, basically all it is taking a little bit of extra change and you donate it to an institute. Well, with this money, these institutes help get materials, microscopes, scientists, and everything like that to help research about stem cells. Without this money, these institutes can't really stay open. So we've got to help keep these institutes open to help save the millions and millions of people that need these stem cell these stem cell transplants. So one institute that I found was John Paul II Stem Cell Institute. But this institution is a nonprofit organization, and it helps to advance in the research and education of stem cell research. So with that, they will help educate people like students or something like that, or just the general society as a whole, as to what it actually is, what a stem cell is, and how we can use it to help save lives in people with these life-threatening diseases and stuff. It's a pro-life organization, so if you were with me a few talks before this, you would know about how there's a few different types of stem cells. Adult stem cells and embryonic stem cells. Well, the embryonic stem cells, if you may recall, caused a big issue with being ethical because they were taking it from fetuses and embryos. And so they thought, well, that's killing a life, don't you think? Well, with this problem is wiped out as a whole because this institute strictly is in the research of adult stem cells. So there's no problem. They don't take any kind of embryonic stem cells. They don't do any kind of research for that. Strictly pro-life. Now I'd like to bring your attention to my next point, which is another type of way that we can donate, by donating our bone marrow. And what this is basically you sign up to be a donor, and if you take they'll take some of your blood and they will find if you have a match for one of their patients. And so by matching you with a patient that needs your bone marrow, they can then find out that your bone marrow, they'll take a sample of your bone marrow, then after they've taken your blood, and they'll take a sample of your bone marrow to see if you are a more match, to make sure that your bone marrow and your stem cells will match up to that person's stem cell. And so whenever that happens, you, the donor, will then can undergo surgery in order to take your stem cells out of your bone marrow with a needle surgery at the back of the pelvic hip bone, okay? And so with that, they will then have the surgery. But you can also, with this organization that I found, Gift of Life Bone Marrow Foundation, it's a donor organization, but it will place patients with their donors, like I said. And with this, you can always have the option not to donate. You don't have to. Whenever you choose, whenever you sign up to donate, yes, maybe you feel like you do donate then, but then later on in life, maybe you get a job or something like that you feel like you can't take time off because of the surgery or whatever. Well, you can choose not to donate even though you were a match. All you have to do is let them know. They'll take you off the list. At that time, they'll continue to look for another donor that will be an exact match for that patient. Now let me turn my attention to something totally different that doesn't involve you spending money or you going out and donating. All it is you spending a little bit of your time going out to the community and letting them know about what stem cells is and what we can do to further it and solve these problems that we have with this. All you have to do is you'll go out, just like I said earlier, you'll talk to somebody, give them a little bit of information, and then explain to them, just like the few points I made before, how they can donate. It doesn't take a lot of time. Just all it takes is your effort. That's all we're needed is your effort. So as I said before, my 3 main points to help solve and these solutions for the problems that we have with bone stem cells is for us to donate our money if we have it. Donate your bone marrow if you think that you can do it. Or if you can't do either one of those, all we need is your time. That's all we're looking for is just a little bit of time. And then all I want you to know is that I want you to keep in mind that you could be the difference in someone's life. And remember that just because right now this may be somebody that you don't know, this is a complete stranger to you. But I want you to know that this could be you, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a child, it could be anybody. It could even be yourself. So keep that in mind, that it could be you. So take a few minutes of your time today and go out and donate. And so that way you can be the difference that changes society.